I'm standing next to a 2023 Ford Expedition. It is one of America's most popular full-sized SUVs. This one is a Ford Expedition Limited, which means it has tons of options for whatever luxuries you would want. And today, I'm going to be reviewing it. Starting on the exterior of the 2023 Ford Expedition is quite different than the last generation one, especially up front. You could see with different headlights, different grille area, and a different lower portion right here. Now, this does look different because this is the Limited from other Expeditions, is mainly in the amount of chrome in the LED headlights as well. All right, now on the side of the vehicle, you can see there's some other things. You have these 22-inch upgraded rims compared to the standard ones. These do look really good. Add that luxury vibe to the vehicle, especially since you're spending $79,000 on this specific one. You want some high-class features on the vehicle to make you feel like you're getting your money's worth. You also have things in the back like the privacy glass that comes tinted from the factory. All right, now moving on to the rear cargo area in the third row of the Ford Expedition. In this one, the third row and the second row are power operated, except the second row is only power down, while the third row is power up and down, as you can see right here. It's quite slow, but it gets there. And with that third row down, you can see this has tons of cargo room in the rear of this. If you want to store anything, if you're buying furniture, you can store it back here. Anything from the grocery store, this thing can handle. Now moving on to the interior of the 2023 Expedition, you can see that this is a pretty high-tech looking interior. Starting with the center control stack, instead of getting any controls other than a button for your parking sensors and the hazard lights, it's all housed in this 15.5-inch screen running the Sync 4 operating system. Now, there are extensive reviews of this operating system on our channel that you can go see, but for the main point of this, it is large and you can do tons of things through it. I don't know how I feel about controlling the climate controls through the screen because it takes your eyes off the road more. It's more of a distraction, but it's not that bad when you're actually practically using it. Other cool things is this thing has apps like an iPhone does. You have a sketch app which allows you to draw on the screen and save files, and you also have games on this 15.5-inch screen. Jigsaw, tiles, and a lane change game. Other things in this vehicle include the digital gauge cluster, which shows tons of information. This started in the F-150, that's where it made its first debut, and it moved over into the Expedition after that. It's a really good looking screen. It shows plenty of information. Drive modes you do have in this vehicle. You're gonna have a normal, a tow haul, slippery, trail, eco, and a sport mode. Of course, those are all pretty self-explanatory when it comes to what they do. Now, this one does have the Bang & Olufsen premium sound system equipped to it as well, which is a good sound system. There's definitely other ones out there that are better, especially from Bang & Olufsen. This isn't their highest end one, but it still does sound pretty good. Now, as for materials on the interior here, since you are spending $79,000, it's important that you feel nice and comfortable in a car like this. Overall, the materials are nice and it is a very comfortable place to be. Of course, you do run into some kind of cheap areas. That's what you're going to get when you don't have like exotic vehicles. This isn't real wood on the dashboard. It's just a wood textured plastic. It does look nice, but of course not real wood. Now when it comes to storage in this vehicle, it's pretty cool because there is tons of it. You have two cup holders up here in the front, an area for wireless charging your phone with a USB-C and a USB Type-A plug, and then the center console is the coolest thing because if you've ever been in an F-150 or even an Expedition, you know that this thing has tons of storage. And I'm going to prove that by taking out the world's largest hydro flask from the center console. That fit in the center console. So no need for cup holders. All right, now some other things on the interior of the Ford Expedition. As you can see here, like I said with the storage, there is tons of it. If you press this button right here to the right of the infotainment screen, it opens a top portion. You'll see that on an F-150. And then the glove box is also a large size as well. Plenty of storage for things out there that whatever you'd want to put in there. But yes, the interior of the Ford Expedition is a nice place to be. Now moving on to the rear seats of the Ford Expedition. This one, of course, has captain's chairs with the third row. Now this one does have heated seats equipped to the back seat of the vehicle, and of course back here you do have some creature comforts as well, such as a USB-C and a USB Type-A and a 110 volt wall socket that they've placed in the back as well, so you can plug a full-sized brick into here if you want to charge your phone a little faster or anything like that. Well, you have easily over a foot of knee room in the back seats and a good amount of headroom as well. It's a great place to be. Again, nice material, so your rear passengers will not be uncomfortable. Now, the third row experience is quite a bit different from the second row experience. You do have electrically operated seat backs, which is nice. But when it comes to legroom, of course, I only have about half an inch of legroom back here, which is a far cry from the 1 foot you get in the second row, but there is still tons of practical items back here. You do have a USB-A port on either side, and each rear seat passenger back here gets 2 cup holders and 2 additional storage areas, which is pretty nice. I think on a long road trip, most people could survive back here. Not to mention, you do have, is this a handle? What is this? Hold on. Is that supposed to help people get into the car? Okay. All right, now starting the Ford Expedition, it's cool because when you start the vehicle, the gauges go all the way up like they would in like older vehicles, except it shows the number being at 160 miles per hour and 7,000 RPMs, and they go back down. But it's really cool to see that digitally. It's powered by a 3.5 liter V6. It's the same 3.5 liter that you find in the Ford F-150. It's a pretty good engine. It's been proven to be able to do a lot, which means this can tow quite a bit as well with the 3.5 liter. And I'll throw that number up on the screen right now. That way you guys know how much this can tow. Now, surprisingly, when this thing was built and sent in, it wasn't equipped with 4-wheel drive. And you'll know that pretty quickly because you'll be missing the dial that allows you to change the transfer case modes. But this wasn't equipped with 4-wheel drive, which is weird to me, especially if you're going to equip the towing package to it. But all in the name of cutting corners, I guess. But it drives really nice. The steering is super light, of course. You get plenty of perimeter sensing and assistance when it comes to the vehicle trying to help you. When it comes to the overall size of the vehicle, it's not very hard to drive if you're upgrading from something like an Explorer to this, or even lower than that into an Expedition. You won't notice too much of a change. I mean, I drive just a sedan every day, and going into this, it doesn't feel weird at all. The gauges are nice and easy to read. The screen is nice and easy to get to. When it comes to driving position, you do sit up pretty high, which gives you a nice commanding position over the road. Nice car to drive. If you're looking for a nice driving big SUV, the Ford Expedition you're going to find that experience in this. And that is the 2023 Ford Expedition. I think Ford's done a really good job of revamping this vehicle from what it used to be, and they've added tons of technology to the vehicle that anyone will love, and the size of it does not impact the practicalness of this vehicle. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.